Zero, you had some time with my most hated of video games, the ones I detest the most, the ones I rail on the most, and that is Destiny 2. I'll say it. I'll say it before, and I'll say it again. I think the gameplay of Destiny 2 is fantastic, but the anti-consumer stuff that they do turns me right off from playing the game. But not you, apparently, because you wanted to try all the new anniversary stuff that they're doing in the game. So tell us what you did on Destiny 2 this week.
Well, I'll make the disclaimer that Destiny 2 has been an abusive relationship with me, and I actually went on a hiatus for the game for several years, mostly because it just went into the whole bad cycle of things, and that was when I sort of dropped the game. I was just like, wow, this is no longer fun to play. As a person who values journalistic integrity, I saw the news that Bungie was celebrating their company's 30th anniversary with a whole bunch of stuff that they're going to do in Destiny 2. One of the big ones was they were pretty much allowing anyone to play the new Witch Queen content and all that stuff completely for free. And I think that was over an entire weekend too. But I had some extra money laying around, so I was like, let me just go ahead and just get up to complete and just see where the game stands now, because it has been several years, and I kind of want to see how the game feels after many years of me not playing it and everything. And true to form, the game's gunplay is fantastic. It is just a superb time, but I know right now the game is currently in a good phase. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm a little leery to see what will happen when it goes into the bad phase and Bungie starts blaming the players, and you guys are playing the game wrong, because I have a feeling once that happens, I'll probably be in the mood of, all right, I'm probably not going to check this out anymore. But yeah. I digress. So 30th anniversary stuff is going on. The game is in its 18th season of season pass content, and it's got a mode where you can send a pirate crew to do some plundering for you and all that sort of fun jazz. As neat as the game still plays, holy crap, the systems are confusing now. There's just so much stuff going on, and the class system has completely changed, because by the time I had left, there was a third variation on all of your class elemental trees, and now that's been completely upended, and it's just a whole crazy thing where you can customize how your class works. It's just a lot of insanity now, but just it's kind of neat for anyone who has a particular playstyle. Like, one of the things that you can do as a hunter now is, for example, in the solar tree, one of the grenade specializations you can change to is you can change to a healing grenade that basically, when you throw it, it just makes a giant healing light zone. So you and your party members can just scramble to the zone and just drink up some healing light to ward off any damage that you've got. So the skill tree is now really intense, which is kind of cool. A little bit confusing for me as a returning player who hasn't played in several years, but yeah, I could definitely see somebody who might really be into it just going absolutely crazy with just some sort of insane build or something. I think Twitch Prime also was giving away some free gear as well too. So I ended up doing that and everything, which was kind of nice to tie into the whole Bungie 30th anniversary stuff. And then there was also some free engrams that were being dropped to help people kind of catch up and get in on the excitement for the Bungie 30th anniversary celebration and everything.
Okay.
But All in all, just kind of a neat way to sort of try to get people back into the game and everything, but at the same time, just in classic Bungie fashion, just all these new things like how crazy the skill trees are and things like that. Just very bare minimal explanation.
Yeah.
You almost have to kind of pull up a wiki to just sort out everything, which is a bit of a downside, especially if you're trying to attract more players into the game and everything. But just that's just Bungie being Bungie, unfortunately.
So Destiny 2 is now turning itself around to become Warframe, basically, is what's happening, right?
Yeah, it almost kind of feels like it, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, like I've said, like the gameplay of Destiny 2 is not have been the problem at all. Like when I was playing it, and I didn't play raids at all because I generally don't like doing long-term cooperative play. Like the gameplay is solid. Like I used to do Gambit a lot. I used to do missions, do the strikes, right? The 3-player cooperative like missions.
Yep, the Vanguard strikes.
The Vanguard.
Yep.
I used to do all those. But then when they started taking away content is when I said, yeah, I'm done. I'm not playing this anymore. But yeah, but the gameplay is just fantastic. I've always liked the gameplay. So it's sad. And it's good that they're not doing it anymore, but yeah, I don't know if we discussed it on the podcast or we've discussed it on here. It's great that they're not gating the content anymore, but there's still content that people can't access. So yeah, like to me, it was too little, too late on Destiny 2 for me. I'll be honest though, I would love to go back and play it again, but I'm just so turned off by their practices that I just feel no desire to give them any support at all. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's completely understandable because I know one of the big things that sort of turned off a lot of veteran players, myself included, was just the announcement of having to retire content and just the rationale behind it being really weak, in my opinion. Because I think the rationale, if I remember correctly, was something to the tune of, "Oh well, due to engine constraints and things like that, we have to retire certain pieces of content because it just simply doesn't work the way that we want the game to work now." And it was really sad because some of the missions that were retired were important and pivotal to the story and the lore and everything, especially for anyone who values sweet lore.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a, hey, this is what it is, and just it sucks, but unfortunately this is what's happening, and sorry, we can't really do much to make it that you can play this or whatever. And some of the missions retired were just really fun strikes and things like that. So it was a little bit of a travesty to sort of see very fun strikes being retired because of the fact that they had some sort of issue with engine constraints, so to speak. But I mean, I'm not a programmer. I'm not Bungie, so who's to say that their decision was right or their decision was wrong? But I think, unfortunately, it just left a gaping hole for anyone who wanted to play Destiny 2 and really wanted to drink up the lore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we've talked about it too, where Destiny fans will say, "Just watch a video to get the lore," and this is like that's stupid. It's. I understand some who will say just read the codex to a certain extent, which I still think is pretty stupid. If you want someone to be invested in your game and its story, you want to visually represent that and not rely on a wall of text to do it. I think the last game I remember that did the wall of text thing in a good way was Lost Odyssey with their contingent stories that they would have about Cain. I think the character's name was Cain, and the people that he dealt with throughout his immortal life. Those were interesting side things They weren't pivotal to the story so much, but they were interesting side stuff. But to make the main story, you're going to have to either go elsewhere to find it or to look at the codex in order to get it is just, it's a poor move. And yeah, Destiny 2 fans will white knight for them and be like, oh, it's completely okay, we don't care. Like, yeah, okay, fine. Sure, go ahead. But yeah, it was just a bad move, and yeah, it's a shame. I really like the game. I really do.